Welcome to Mustang Minutes with Western New Mexico women's head coach Josh Pace. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, as usual.
Yeah, Coach, you know, the Western New Mexico victorious over Northern New Mexico the other night, 56-40. And before we even talk about the game, which, you know, we'll get into, it's had quite a storyline with former New Mexico Lobo and first-round draft choice of the Boston Celtics, J.R. Giddings, coaching Northern New Mexico, and you yourself a member of the Syracuse Orangemen national title with Carmelo Anthony. So had quite a storyline there.
Yeah, it is.
And but tell us about the game a little bit. You know, you and I talked yesterday, and I thought the Mustangs came out a little bit flat, but they did. You know, they won the game. Tell us about what your thoughts were about the game.
I was kind of perturbed a little bit about how the game went. I think we could have played a lot better. However, we did find a way to pull out the win, which is important. And this team, as I've stated before, we're going to have ups and downs and peaks and valleys. We're still learning how to win. And for us to have the start that we've had so far, we're very excited about it. But the last game was a humbling experience for us, I think. And I'm actually kind of glad that we had it so we could wake up and get prepared for our conference. Obviously, we got a very, very tough conference. And I don't want us to get too high, but I want us to know that we're very capable of winning games for sure.
What perturbed you? Now, somebody that's been around basketball a long, long time, I can probably guess, but you tell us.
Well, we could have played better for sure. I mean, no disrespect to Northern. We were at home. We just played two solid teams in Division II, and I think we could have played better. We could have executed offensively better. Our defense wasn't bad. We ran our game plan. They only scored 4. But we were sloppy, turning the ball over loose in the beginning, not being strong, finishing at the rim, taking bad shots, not shots that we are capable of making. But you know, we have to learn, like when shots aren't falling, we got to get into the paint and make plays for your teammates, or get the ball inside, go there, kick out, get a cleaner shot, things like that. I just think we didn't execute like we normally have and what we are capable of. But again, we found a way to win. We figured it out in the second half. We still didn't play our best ball in the second half, but it was better than the first. So I just think we still got a lot of learning to do and a lot of growing up to do. A lot of those student athletes only played 4 games last year. Well, everybody only played 4 games last year, but we had our freshmen who only got 4 games under their belt. You could see their inexperience these last 3 games, but especially the last game. So got a lot of work to do, but again, we like where we are for sure.
You mentioned and you're learning how to win, and sometimes when teams come in 2-0 and they see a team, they overconfidence might seep in. Did you think you saw any of that kind of complacency? That hunger has to still be there, right? The hunger for the next game, hunger for the next mission. Did you see any of that the other night?
I think I did. I think again, 2-0, pretty good start. We haven't had that type of start in a while. Northern New Mexico obviously got some young talent. They got a good young coach who's who did really well, and they had their target on us for sure. 2-0 with both teams out of New Mexico, and and I tell the team this now, like now that we have won some games, even in our conference, like people are going to look at us and want to knock you off. That's just how it goes in any sport, in any competition. So learning how to win, learning how to we did win some games, but the next day we got to come to practice and practice even harder. And the next day, like nothing stops now. Now it gets harder.
Your pressure defense, I think, has made a difference. You got Cassandra Vickery, Kyan Kawach, Aaliyah Simon, Zion Smith. Got some shooters in Walter and Kayla Chavez off the bench. Destiny Johnson and Emily Lee have rim protected, where I think they've blocked shots and not picked up personals, which I think is important. A lot of times referees will still call even if they're straight up.
Absolutely.
So I think they've done a good job defensively. Talk a little bit about your defense.
Well, you can kind of see our versatility. We can play full court. We can put a big lineup out there, and we can do some switching. It's just about consistency now and doing the game plan, and I'm excited about the fact that we are able to get up and pressure teams, and we can do some traps, and we can sit back and just switch everything and keep everything in front and make you shoot over high hands. So, and again, in our conference, you have to be able to adjust to the different teams. There's so many talented teams, so many different variations that you're going to see. So we've done a good job of putting a team together to be able to mix and match. Now we got to get the experience. Now we got to get the continuality down of doing what we're supposed to do when it comes
continuity.
To the game. Continuity. I'm sorry.
I think that's okay. Sometimes I do that too.
For sure.
I think Kyan Kawach and Cassandra Vickery have done a really good job of drive and kick. They're always got their eyes wide open. They usually make the right reads. Now our shooters, the shooters on the wing, maybe they haven't hit the shots that we think they will, but eventually I was even saying that to Kayla Chavez last night. There was just a couple shots that I saw that I thought she was off balance a little bit.
Yep.
But those shots will come.
Absolutely, they're going to fall. We get that repetition in every day. We have individuals. They have each individual player gets 2 or 3 individuals every week. We get our normal practice times. We even have practices to where they come in and get 300-400 made threes up, twos up. So shots are going to fall. So like last game, shots weren't falling. So I'm not telling you not to keep shooting those shots, but we got to do something different until the shots start falling. So that was a thing last game. We did a lot of film. We watched that whole game yesterday before the men's game, and we're going to be better. We're going to have our moments, but we're going to keep growing and keep pushing this thing and trying to compete in this conference.
Any season has that, Coach. You've been through basketball as a player, as a coach. You played overseas. Any season has its ups and downs, right?
Absolutely.
And how do we get out of the pits that makes us the team that we'll eventually be, I always say.
You take just like this last game. You take your wins,
Right.
but I made sure to make a point like we're better than that team, our team that showed up on the court. We're better than that team, and we got to be consistent, and you got to come to work and improve on the mistakes, the things that we didn't do in the game, the things that we got to be better at. We got to get better at that this week, and that's what we're going to work on today. That's what we're going to work on tomorrow and Sunday before they have their little break.
2 quick questions. We'll let you go.
Yes, sir.
Of course, you played for the legendary Jim Boeheim. What did you take from his coach? You played for him. You won a national championship. You played with Carmelo Anthony. What did you take away from Coach Boeheim's coaching strategy that you remember when you played for him?
Everything. I mean, just the different types of personalities and talents that we had on that championship team and that we had those 4 years that I was there, kind of watching how he juggled and, okay, coach this person this way, coach this person that way, coach this person that way. I was paying attention to all of it. Also a mental coach, like, he'll come in and just kind of check you out mentally, make sure you're good on top of the physical stuff. So he's just an overall great coach on and off the court. He'll get into you as well, get into you. He said some not so nice things to some of my teammates and to me as well. But you learn from it, you get better from it, and it makes you a better basketball player. And overall, I just kind of made sure that I paid attention to what he was coaching. And by the time I got to my junior and senior year, I was one of the captains and leaders of those teams in that prestigious program. And I learned everything I needed to learn to be a coach. I actually obviously went on and had a pretty solid career overseas and professionally. But that was the leadway into where I am today for sure.
I bet you those things that you never forget. You're on the road next week against Cameron and West Texas State. We wish you the best of luck, and always, as always, good talking to you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
This has been your Mustang Minutes with Western New Mexico women's head coach Josh Pace.